All right, so for those who are listening, this is Travis from Chaos Force Records, and currently with me is John Yelland and Casey Frederick from Principium. So you guys have just wrapped up work on your new EP, A Crown of Ashes, and John was just recently announced as the new frontman for the band. Can you guys just tell me a little bit on how the band got started, how much or how long you guys have been working on this?
Well, I have been working on this since May of 2015. It took me a while after I left Dysphoria to actually get anything formed. A lot of members off of the internet bailed, and so me and Robbie just ended up writing a bunch of stuff while we were trying to find people to fill in on the other instruments. And after we had gone through 6 or so singers, 12 or so bassists, and 4 or 5 guitarists, we finally found Mike, and he has been in the band for almost a year now. And then we found what we thought was going to be our permanent bass player, decided he wanted to leave and pursue a hobby of rockets. And then you can't make this stuff up.
That's a very specific hobby.
That's what he
So
wanted to do.
he left the band to go play with rockets. Gotcha.
Yes. And then we thought we had found another permanent bass player, and then he would rather play funk. And so, in between every bass player, I've known this gentleman named Spencer, and I've tried to get him to come into the band multiple times, and he just wasn't right for him. Finally, when this most recent bass player left, he was ready to step up to the plate, and right around that same time, actually a couple months previous, we had been in talks with John, who had some free time, which he can explain later, and our singer had quit a few months before due to some financial issues, and we were just not really looking. We wanted to track everything first. But John approached us, and the rest is history.
So, John, how is this unlike anything else you've previously done, such as with Dysphoria or Judicator or now the new Dire Apparel?
What's refreshing to me about the Principium work is it is the most old school kind of sounding material that I have been a part of. I mean, Judicator has a lot of like speed metal stuff, a lot of, I guess, power metal influences. Dire Apparel, more thrashy, and I had always tried to guide Dysphoria into a more kind of old school metal personality, for lack of a better word. And there are tinges of that throughout our music, but over the years it increasingly became much, much less. So yeah, I mean, for me, Principium is refreshing because it is very much new, but there are some qualities that really remind me of like classic Iron Maiden, old school Queensryche.
Yeah. When I was listening to it earlier, because for those who are listening to this, they sent me the EP, and I got a little sneak peek at what they have to offer. And I noticed that you definitely hit some like new notes that I haven't heard previously. There's like the high pitch, more the high pitched vocals at times.
Yeah, and it's like with Judicator, I usually go for sort of a gruff melodic approach, and that's kind of similar with Dire Apparel. For this, I really wanted to challenge myself and do something different because I don't want to be sort of like, oh, well, John Yelland, we know exactly what kind of vocals he's going to bring to the table. So I tried to do a different style for Principium, not only for my own sakes, but of course because I think that is what the music Principium had written called for.
So speaking of challenges, what challenges did you have while recording your vocals for this?
Well, in No Price Too High, there's some very soft, like falsetto vocals in the beginning. Reminiscent of Don't Talk to Strangers by Dio.
See, I kind of thought that. I was listening, and I was kind of hearing the Dio thing, but...
I wanted to, allude to it, but not rip it off.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I pulled that off.
Oh,
I don't want to rip anybody off, but at the same time, it's that part is very reminiscent, and I couldn't help but do it. Yeah, so, for me personally, challenging were those very soft Queen Dio kind of vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. Like I said, it was a different vocal approach, so for me it was more fun than anything.
Yeah. And the same question goes for Casey.
Challenges recording. I had a lot of time practicing the material in between all the people and members that we've gone through. So by the time recording came, I'm pretty familiar with everything, so it was pretty much a quick recording day for me. I've been tweaking my parts continuously over the last year and a half, and Robbie, same deal for him. We wrote all of it together before anybody else was even in the group, and then as Mike joined, we tweaked it to fit a little bit more his style as well, and just a lot of practice, so pretty easy to nail down for me, nothing really too crazy.
Okay.
I'm way familiar with the material already, so.
Well, once you practice it enough, you'll get it
Right.
down.
Exactly.
So you mentioned No Price Too High, and that's the song that's about Stannis, which... How did you come up with that? Because John's the perfect fit.
Well, the song, that title wasn't there. John did all the title and all the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, every singer that we've had previously has had their own version. And so what you're hearing, nobody else has heard.
Oh, okay.
Every time we've played live previously, we've had the two different singers, and they all had their own lyrics and melodies, and it was a completely different group, except for the backing track. So John really took the helm on it and just took control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just going to say, I had always wanted to write a song or two about Stannis, but that would never fit with Dysphoria,
Mm-hmm.
that would never fit with Dire Peril, and Judicator. I kind of tested the waters, and I talked with Tony, and it was just no, we cannot ever do anything A Song of Ice and Fire related. Because of our connections with Seven Kingdoms and everything, and we don't want to jump on a bandwagon or anything. But with Principium, to me, it was this is a fresh new band, and if they don't mind me writing about this, then I just fuck it, I want to do it. It's not going to be a continuous thing. It's just something I needed to get out of my system, and I got it out of my system, and it's super good.
So, speaking of the song, you and I were talking earlier, and you just mentioned Seven Kingdoms. So, Seven Kingdoms have their song, which is from Tyrion's perspective of the Battle of Blackwater. And so, you were saying that this song is the same event, but through
From
Stannis's.
the right perspective.
I didn't want to go to that, but now you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their song, I think, is called Blackwater Rush.
Yeah, Blackwater Rush.
And
And that's with
it is
Brian on
about
vocals.
The Battle of the Blackwater, from Tyrion's perspective, it seems. And we tell a tale of the same event, but from the rightful perspective. Period.
So, are you gonna plan on wearing your cosplay on stage for that one song?
Never in 100 years.
That's what I
Not
thought.
ever in my entire life. Maybe for fun I might wear one of the Stannis shirts that I have. But
Yeah, there you go.
God, no. I like stage attire and I like dressing up. I like making everything larger than life, but you gotta draw a line somewhere.
Maybe have the Baratheon flag or not Baratheon, the Stannis' flag or something.
Yeah, something like that might be cool if the song became a huge crowd favorite or something, and
Yeah.
it evolved that way and we got bigger. Then yeah, we could do do any number of stage things to amplify and enhance the song's live performance.
Okay.
To fit the theme.
So, to direct the conversation a little bit, while we're still on while we're still on the Stannis thing, so the artwork. Who did the artwork, and can you tell listeners a little bit about that and how it came to be?
Bo Bradshaw is such a good artist. He's so big and long, yeah. Bo Bradshaw is the artist, and boy howdy is he a nice guy, an extraordinarily talented guy, a guy who's easy to work with, a guy who keeps you in the loop throughout the process of creating the art. I cannot speak highly enough of this boy. He is so good. And if any of you guys out there are bands or businesses, and you need artwork, logos, layouts, or designs, boy, howdy, I can vouch for this guy. Bo Bradshaw will do you right. He will take you in and give you everything your little heart could ever desire. Lord Almighty, I tell you, this guy is good.
Period. How did you decide on the image like you gave him? Was it just based off the Stannis song, or?
Yeah, I mean, I was browsing through his artwork on Facebook, and there's some really good stuff in there. Oh wait, no, that's not answering your question. So yeah, I really like when in the book Stannis is talking about how the whole like Crown of Ashes thing that he saw in the flames or whatever, and I loved that imagery, like a crown of ashes, and of course we have a song called The Crown of Ashes, which is also about Stannis.
So it all matches.
Yeah, so I really liked where he's talking about what he saw in the flames, like a crown of ashes, a crown that consumed his head and set him on fire. Fuck if I don't remember, but I kind of forgot your question again, but yeah, yeah. So that paragraph where he's talking about the vision or whatever, that is what really stuck in my mind, and I actually had already hit up Bo before I was confirmed to be in Principium, and I had already gotten the ball rolling, because this is I just wanted this, period. I was planning to pay for it and everything, and whatever band I ended up getting more involved with or whatever, it's something that I would have in my back pocket, hey, I have this artwork, it's really good, but it's Stannis. So yeah, I ended up, Principium was alright with me using Stannis concept, and so we went with that.
Are the rest of the guys, have they all read the books, or are they all just follow the show, or?
No, they're kind of lost, but they're getting a little familiar. I don't know.
I've never seen an episode. I've never read a book. I just know that it exists.
So,
the way John incorporated it with the logo and the lyrics, I'm a huge fan of. But
so moving the conversation along away from Stannis, the rightful king of Westeros.
Yeah,
boy. There's a cover song on the EP. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, the cover song, in case people don't know for some reason,
And
it's
why?
not written by us.
Yeah, and why you guys went with this particular song?
Oh, I thought we wrote it. Okay.
It's not
well,
by-
it's not by us, I guess.
It's by a band that we like.
It's by a band that we were a fan of.
We learned the song and we recorded it. It's not written by us.
We are not selling it.
No.
That's important. We are not profiting off of that musical number. But anyway, we had actually played that at a previous show in August, just because we all loved that song and
You
thought it
haven't
was
told what the song
great.
is.
Oh yeah, that's War Pigs by a band called Black Sabbath.
So,
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath. I guess that kind of answers that question.
Well, we wrote it. Oh, sorry, we didn't write
That's why I clarified that painstakingly at the beginning. We didn't write War Pigs.
You guys might want to speak up a little bit. You're getting a little far.
We learned the song because we were all a huge fan.
Okay.
It's a great song to play live, and the people that have seen us at our last show really dug that song and singing along to it while we played it. And the EP itself would only be 4 songs without it, so we thought, what the heck, let's throw it on there. And it turned out really well, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some overall goals that you guys wish to have completed before the end of the year?
Release the EP, print some dank memes t-shirts. We are going to be playing a festival in Reno in August.
I'll be there for that.
Yeah, okay, if you say so.
I'm gonna do it.
You know, and I would really like to get the ball rolling on new material. They have a number of, like, they're not songs. They have a lot of material that they've written that is really, really good. And I have some material that I think would fit. So I would really like to get started on new material.
Okay. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, same thing. We do have quite a bit of material that hasn't been touched yet. We've got one other song that's fully written without vocals that we can actually perform, and the rest are all in Guitar Pro land. And then John also has shown us 4 or 5 complete songs that we'll take and make our own. And he'll add his flair to ours and make some beautiful tunes. But most likely we'll have almost a full album written by the end of this year, because it moves pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
This band of ours.
Trying to heavy breathing. I'm trying to remember. I don't have the names of the songs because I only listened to it once or a couple times today on my phone that you sent me. There's a softer song. I don't remember is it the
Ballad.
wind?
I guess it's technically not a ballad. The softer song.
Yeah.
What's the title, John?
What's the title?
The title of the song is
Something Wind?
A View from the Dark.
There we go.
That's
Now,
a good song.
that kind of has a Song of Ice and Fire name, but from me listening to it, I didn't really make the connection to the series. So,
No.
yeah, I wanted to get a little bit more insight on that and where the inspiration for that song came from.
One thing that I really like about the EP is, so musically, we have a softer song, we have a really heavy, aggressive song, we have an epic sing-along song, and we have a catchy, not radio song, but it's like, you know, it would be the hit single.
Mm-hmm.
So, the EP is cohesive, yet diverse. It's like the perfect sampler. And lyrically, it's not a concept album, but all of the lyrics deal with the same sort of subject matter. A Crown of Ashes and No Price Too High are, of course, about Stannis, and what really draws me to him as a character is he's like the rightful king, but nobody gives a shit, and everybody fights him every step along the way, and so it's like that feeling of being against the world and having only a few people close to you that you can really trust, that you can really confide in. So there's those 2 songs, and then we have A View from the Dark and With the Wind as Your Breath, which is the catchy song. So A View from the Dark I wrote when I was working graveyard shift for Unique, which is a pyramid scheme. They won't say it. They'll call it multi-level marketing. It's not. It's a pyramid scheme. Trust me. Anywho, so I was working graveyard, and it was a miserable experience. And I'll try to be relatively brief. But so A View from the Dark is just basically about Hopelessness. Just a regular grind of misery and seeing your dreams and goals constantly just inching away from you. And there's nothing you can do but embrace the lunacy, just embrace the hopelessness. And so that's kind of the note that the song ends on is
Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. Yeah, so I mean the sort of like thematic poo-poo throughout the song is digging, just digging a fucking hole, just digging. And the one line I like in that is to my dying breath I'll dig. And I don't know, you can read the lyrics and everything, it'll be great. The lyrics are much better than I am. I'm not doing my lyrics much justice here. But then with The Wind Is Your Breath is very similar. Excuse me. Again, it's about basically being caged up and held back from what you really want to do, which in this song's case is going out and tearing through nature, boy. Going out there and, having a barbecue. Chatting with your friends. Enjoying the sunshine. Taking your shoes off. Again, I'm not doing my lyrics very much justice, but you can read them, hear them, experience them. They're quite juicy.
So, one last question. What sets you guys apart from the other bands that are located in the Salt Lake area?
We're not gay!
Have you been waiting a while for that one?
Just been waiting for the perfect moment.
I actually really like a lot of bands that we share the same state with.
Oh yeah, me too.
They are totally gay, but so are we. Anywho, sorry.
So you got like Visigoth, you got Turn to Stone, there's all sorts of bands in the area. What do you think that sets you guys apart from all the others?
I think one thing with us is we're a little bit more diverse in the music that we create because we just play whatever we like.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to set ourselves in one direction too much.
One Direction.
Yeah.
Is that the next cover?
My boys. We try not to pinhole ourselves because we've seen what happens to bands that do that, and it never ends well. Visigoth is awesome, and they get you going, and then you're going. There's nothing really to come down from that, and I don't think they want to do that because that's not what they want to do. Turn to Stone is kind of way more aggressive than we are.
Got Mr. Paul Black.
Mr. Paul Black, a great photographer. He's done Dysphoria photos quite a bit.
Yeah.
He'll probably do some of ours at some point, but yeah, he's great, and they're just kind of more in that direction of fierce. Not so much, let's talk about our feelings.
Yeah, from what I gathered from you guys, similar to Dysphoria, but kind of on your own twist, you guys are more of like a progressive, like, I don't really know how to explain it, just like a straight progressive feel.
Yeah, and that's what makes us unique, because you can't, if you listen to the EP and you ask us, or you ask somebody who listened to it, what kind of music do these guys play? There's not one answer.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that for the last, 8 hours today. I was like, how am I going to describe this? I don't really, it's hard, but it's good.
Right. Yeah, and we like that, and it is really if Dysphoria was, I don't know if you've heard Our Time to Find, the EP.
Oh, Young Johnny.
Yes, Mr. Young Johnny. If Dysphoria stayed in that direction, this is kind of what would have come out of that, I feel.
Okay.
They didn't, which is fine. But when I started this group, that's kind of the direction I wanted to go in because I really loved how that turned out. And I love the dynamic on that record. And I just want everybody in the group to have their chance to shine and play the kind of music that they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even if it's just a small part in one song that's completely different from anything else we do, like a little funk section or something like that, I'm down for that because we all have our own voice, and that's what makes us unique.
And that'll give a really good, diverse feel.
Yeah, exactly. So we all do come from different backgrounds, and I think with a band like Visigoth, they're all shooting for the same target,
Mm-hmm.
but we purposely don't for that reason.
So, you guys, when will the EP be released? A rough
Hell if
estimate.
I know.
There was a date I think I saw somewhere.
The music is more or less mixed, and it's going to be mastered soon. I mean, we're just like minor tweaking now. We're talking with people about a possible release, some distribution. We'll see where that goes. What was the question? When is it going to be released? When it'll be released when it's released. We had a pre-order for the shirts and the EPs, so we want to take care of them first.
Yeah, and that was successful, right?
Yeah. We made a lot of money to put a serious dent in the costs associated with producing the EP and all of the t-shirts. So probably what I would like to do is, as soon as we have physical copies of the EP, just send them out to the people who participated in the pre-order, because those are the people who believed in us. They deserve to be rewarded. And if that means getting the EP earlier than the other people, then so be it, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I mean, I would say probably sometime August, ?
It's a good rough
It was
estimate.
slated for a June 24th-ish release, and then the venue, we had some issues there, and then everybody's going out of town for one reason or another for July and early August. Mikey's getting married, and so it's going to kind of have to wait until around late August, early September for that reason. But the people that purchase the pre-orders are going to be getting their copies very soon. Everybody else, sorry suckers, you're going to have to come to the show.
So, where do you think that your, I don't want to say biggest crowd, but like EP pre-order wise, is there any across seas that are being sent over there? Is it reaching, or is it just within your little area?
Of course, we had a lot of pre-orders from Utah. We had a significant number from Oregon and California. Overseas,
Tony.
yeah, I mean, here's the thing, is kind of a benefit of our associations with Stannis now. I participate in a lot of the Facebook Stannis groups, so I kind of hoard out the pre-order to those groups. So that actually got us a lot of orders from Germany, a significant number from Norway, and I think we got some from
Sweden.
Yeah, we got a couple from Sweden and some from Eastern Europe, like Bosnia or
Oh wow,
some
really?
Eastern European countries. Yeah, and we got a couple from the UK as well. We actually, yeah, I was really impressed by how many European countries participated in the pre-order.
Especially.
Yeah, shout out to my homies Tony Knoblauch and Kevin in Germany.
I'm excited to meet them. That'll be pretty fun.
For those listening, Travis and I, as well as Austin Bentley, are going to Germany this July and August. It's going to be a long, deep time.
And hopefully I'll have a shirt by you guys to wear over there. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah. Probably.
If it's released by then, who knows? Planning on...
We're getting shirts done pretty soon here.
Gotta spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so to wrap this little interview up, feel free to just say anything to the listeners, your fans, US Power Metal Connection, whatever.
who participated in the pre-orders. That means a lot to me that you put your faith in us, especially having not heard anything of ours. That leap of faith means a lot to us. I assure you that you will not be disappointed with the end product. The EP is coming along very well. It's sounding very interesting and unique. And then I guess I would just say, have a barbecue this summer. Enjoy some time with your friends. Because you're going to die someday. And then, lights out, buddy. Somebody else is going to pick up the torch and run with it. So you only YOLO once. You got to go for it.
YOLO. What about you, Casey?
That was dramatic.
How are you going to top that?
I can't. I'm not even going to try. Also, a huge shout out to the people that pre-ordered. That's pretty sweet. I've never been involved with anything like that before, and to see the support is just amazing. Because little old me from little old Utah didn't think anybody cared. So that's always cool to see. Definitely shout out to the people at U.S. Power Metal Connection, which I don't really participate much in those posts, but I like everybody in there. Shout out to Vacant Throne. They better be around still, because someday when we play Colorado, they better be there. And just a huge shout out to all of the previous members of this group, because without them quitting, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Thanks for leaving, guys.
Yeah, thanks for leaving. You're the best, for sure. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Spencer and Robbie and Mike for also making this possible. We're all contributing evenly, and we're all good friends that like to hang out. And we like to look at each other with our arms up in the air and wondering why this interview is still going from inside the car. So, just a good group of friends. And we have families that are pretty cool too, I guess.
We shower together. We shower together as a band to conserve water. We're very eco-friendly. We're very concerned about the environment.
I don't know if you've seen our practice space in that picture, but there's a shower there.
Yeah, we literally practice in an old, renovated, like men's locker room or something, and we all get naked together and we shower together.
And there's Robbie's butt crack now.
He's putting his butt up against the window, and I wish it was, the window rolled down so that I could punch it.
Well, here, roll down the window for a second. Let him say a couple of words.
Okay.
Before we end this interview.
You guys want to say some words? Just say a couple of words to this phone over here. You have to get real close, though. Use the F word. Real cute.
What's the F word, John?
Don't ask him.
Hey, Travis, what's up, dude?
How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good. This is Robbie, the other guy in Principium.
I don't know if you can still hear me.
Hey, Spencer here.
Cool.
New bassist, so.
How stoked are you guys for the EP?
Dude, pretty excited.
Pretty stoked.
Yeah, way excited. I can't wait to release this.
Kind of sum up, what are your favorite songs so far that you guys have played off of the EP?
Spencer, you go first. Dude, it's tough, man. They're all good.
Or favorite,
View from the Dark, I think.
the softer one.
Yeah. I would say probably As the Wind Is Your Breath. That one's become one of my new favorites, but No Price Too High is a tasty jam.
Okay. Going back to the Wind one, is that the one where it starts off and it kind of sounds like an 80s montage kind of thing for like 3 seconds? I don't remember. There was one of them on the EP when I was listening today, and for like the first like 3 seconds, it kind of reminded me of like Battle Beast, and it had like this 80 montage feel, but then it completely changed after that.
For the first 3 seconds?
Like just the first like 5 seconds of the song or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the first 4 measures or so. That song plays the same riff, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, John does a killer job on that song, so can't wait for these guys.
That has a drum solo. It has some drum solos.
Drum solos.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna wrap this interview up.
Get out, you guys. Gosh,
I'm not sure if they're still in the car, but
they're outside.
alright.
They're caged animals.
So I just wanted to thank you guys for taking the time out of your night. You just wrapped up a band practice for talking to Chaos Force Records. This is actually the first interview that I've ever done on for Chaos Force, that is, and actually the first interview in a long time that I've actually done. So this is the kickstart to my new place at Chaos Force. So should be pretty groovy.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Travis.
No problem. I will see you guys at some point in the future.
I'll see you one another time.
Have a good night, guys.